as we said, the final whistle has blown at the London Olympic Stadium. It has finished West Ham United 3, Genk 0. The Hammers strolling to victory, 3 wins out of 3 now in our Europa League campaign. And that puts the Hammers in an almost unassailable position at the top of the group, 6 points clear of any of our rivals, all of whom have 3 points each. And the Hammers really only need one more win to, be pretty certain of winning the group, let alone qualifying for the next phase. The first goal coming on the cusp of half-time. It was an Aaron Cresswell corner, which was nodded home by Craig Dawson. The second chance he'd had within the space of about 15 minutes, this time converting it and putting the Hammers ahead, scoring at a perfect time, right, as I said, on the cusp of half-time. The second goal coming after a little bit of pressure from the visitors, their best spell of the match at the start of the second half. And it was Issa Diop with an almost identical goal. Yet again, Aaron Cresswell providing the assist, a corner once again. And Issa Diop getting up highest to nod the ball off the underside of the crossbar to give West Ham a 2-0 lead. Rio and I were still celebrating and talking excitedly about that goal going in when, lo and behold, Jared Bowen strolled up the other end of the pitch and added a third less than 90 seconds after Diop had made it 2-0 to give West Ham an unassailable 3-0 lead. That was about it, really. A slew of substitutions followed. West Ham making, I think it was 5 substitutions, wasn't it, in the end, Rio, before the final whistle. But, a very professional performance from the Hammers overall. Rio, your immediate post-match thoughts, please, if you will.
Yeah, probably just going to reiterate what I said. It's a thoroughly professional job by West Ham. It's a foot, basically, in the next round of the Europa League. We should win this group now, which will afford the first team regulars a chance to have a little bit of a break, afford to give some of the other youngsters some experience. It wasn't the greatest performance in the world, but it didn't have to be. We did enough. And in the end, it was incredibly comfortable. Thoroughly professional, job done. Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards indeed. And talking of being thoroughly professional, we are joined by our chaps from inside the ground, or at least I don't think they are inside the ground anymore. The Pink Palermo is with us momentarily, just a few moments ago. We've just lost the picture there from Pinky, but I think he's still with us. Also joining us, and we'll go to him first, we've got Gnome. Could we get you to give us a 90-degree turn so we can, that's the one, so we can see you a bit better. Just leaving the stadium, Gnome. West Ham United 3, Genk 0. Happy with what you've seen? Did you see the third goal, or were you still like us celebrating the second when it went in?
I did see it, yeah. You've got to be happy with a 3-0 result. I thought we were a bit ponderous, especially the first half. We could have been a bit more, not direct, but a little bit sharper about things. We should be taking 3 passes where 2 might do. And, I was just thinking about 2 years ago, maybe a bit more. You told Craig Dawson that his main source of playing time would be in Europe a couple of years ago. He probably would have laughed at you. Thoroughly professional in the second half, I thought. And glad we didn't get 4, because I'm now £45 richer as a result of that result.
Hey! Drinks are on Gnome, everyone. The drinks are on Gnome. Go and grab him before he gets on the train.
I think my beloved Lou has got plans for Koch Brasserie on Saturday night, so she's seen it and it's spent it.
All right. Well, good stuff. Glad you had a little winner. Anyway, Gnome. Also joining us, Pinky, can we get you to turn 90 degrees, buddy, please? That's the one. As I said, also joining us on the live stream at the end of the match is the Pink Palermo from the posh seats. Look, none of this walking through the crowd like Gnome. He's up there enjoying the corporate stuff. And very good luck to him too. Pinky, West Ham United 3, Genk 0. Comfortable in the end. Did we look under any pressure at any point during the game? And what's your overall assessment of what you've seen tonight?
No pressure at all. I thought we battered them, really. We played within ourselves. only one team was going to win that game tonight. We played all the football. We dominated it from start to finish. They had absolutely nothing. It really was men against boys tonight. And the standout player again on the pitch tonight, no question, Declan Rice, looked about £1 billion better footballer than anyone else on that field tonight. He really showed the difference tonight between a top draw player and those who are not quite at that level. Well in control. I think 4-0 probably winning a pass score tonight, so I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get at least 4. But we did the job. And how nice it was to see, David Moyes giving young Daniel Chesters a game right there at the end, came on and immediately, a bit of youthful enthusiasm, runs 30 yards, makes a challenge, wins the ball. I don't care if he does nothing for the rest of his footballing career. He started for West Ham, or he played for West Ham in a European game. Good luck to the lad, and I hope we see a bit more of him. But well in command tonight. The warning signs, though, for me were tonight. I thought our keeper, Areola, under the high ball, didn't look comfortable, and I have to say, English football might not suit him. No real spring in his leap to gather balls above his head. That was a concern tonight. And I've got to say, Issa Diop, I'm sorry, how did we spend 22 million of Her Majesty's pound notes on him? Because he has gone backwards at a rate of knots here. I don't get it.
All right, interesting. We'll come back to that in a minute because you won't have seen it, but Rio and I, we were specifically discussing Diop just before the full-time whistle. We both felt he'd had a fairly decent game. So it's interesting to see. I mean, people say, well, were you watching a different game? And of course you were, because you were there and you could see everything that we couldn't see on the TV. So we'll come back to that in a minute and ask why. But let's just go through the goals very quickly. Rio, I'll take you to the first goal. It was the first minute of added on time at the end of the first half. Craig Dawson had already had an opportunity. We saw him head one narrowly over. This time he was on the end of an Aaron Cresswell corner to put us ahead. And as we said at the time, absolutely fantastic time to get that goal and, completely, as we said, completely changed both managers' half-time team talks.
Yeah, and as we discussed in the first half as well, it took a couple of viewings, but Oniatu, their main attacking threat, cost him dearly because he got absolutely nowhere near a defensive header. And we didn't think Craig Dawson got the clearest of contacts with it, but it was enough, looped up, and there was 5 Genk players all waiting to attack the initial delivery. None of them got near it. And in the end, it was a bit of a mismatched loopy header that flew in. I think the keeper would have done better. Oniatu should have definitely done better. And a poor goal conceded at a very poor time for Genk.
It was good enough for West Ham to go into the break, a goal ahead, though, and really changed, as I said, the complexion of the game completely. The second goal, now it came after Gnome. Genk had enjoyed what was probably their best spell of the game, the opening 10 minutes of the second half, where they came out, they'd clearly been asked to play a little more forward. You could see they were a good 20 yards further forward all over the field, trying to close down the gap and put a bit more pressure on West Ham, having fallen behind. But yet again, it's a third set piece in less than 90 minutes on the field for West Ham, having gone all that time without scoring from a set piece. We are prolific again from corners. Aaron Cresswell, the provider, another assist for Cresswell. And this time, Issa Diop rising highest to nod the ball off the underside of the crossbar. The ball was comfortably over the line, no question it was a goal. But and that was 2-0 for the Hammers.
Yeah. You cut out just before you asked whatever question it was you asked of me there. But I'll have a stab.
All right, we're just talking about the second goal, really. What your view of it was, in the ground.
I mean, it was a superb free kick. I mean, from Cresswell, and but I didn't think that bad a game, Pinky. I don't think it was severely tested, mind, but got on the end of it. You're always a little bit worried when it comes off the underside of the bar initially, but it was clearly miles over. It wasn't wasn't
Yeah.
even one for the buzzer, was it? But
You could see that quite clearly from the ground as well. That it was, it was over the line.
Yeah. Just for a second, when it hits the bar, your first thought is, oh, maybe. But excuse me. In fact, it was it was clearly over. So
Okay.
and I don't think. I mean, they never had the time to have the stuffing looked out of them by that goal. I barely sat down, and there was another one gone in.
Indeed there was, and I'll throw that one over to Pinky if I may, Gnome. Yeah, I mean, Rio and I were still waxing lyrical about the about the second goal and the fact that it looked like it given us the 3 points, and Jared Bowen, I think it was Yarmolenko, Pinky, who picked the pocket of the Genk player on the halfway line, short ball to Bowen, and he was away, he was off, and 3-0. Must have been great stuff in the ground to see that. Did you actually see it? I mean, were you still celebrating the second goal, or were you all watching that at the time?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're good view of all 3 goals tonight, but you know what? I'm struggling to remember my own name at this point in time, but ultimately tonight, what we've seen is a team that is, when we played, I think it was.
We've just lost Pinky momentarily. Hopefully he'll come back. Okay. We'll move on. Hopefully we'll get Pinky. Pinky, if you can hear us, we've just lost you at this end. So stay on the line if you can, and hopefully we'll get it back. Yet again, here we are, being jinxed by the connection at the London Olympic Stadium. We had Pinky, for those who didn't watch the stream, Pinky was out in Zagreb a few weeks ago, and we got an absolutely seamless link. It was perfect, beautifully clear, and here we've got him back. Pinky, we can see you again. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Carry on, please. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And just what I'm saying there is, 3 wins with a spin in Europe, and it looks very easy, but it should look easy against this caliber of opposition.
Yeah.
We've got to be honest with ourselves and say we are flat track bullies at the minute, because we're just head and shoulders above what we're playing. It's not even close. Zagreb, for my money, have been the pick of the teams that we've played so far. We've battered them in their own backyard. When we get out of this group, and we come up against potentially the likes of PSV Eindhoven. Yes, please, God, if you are watching, if you're doing the draw, someone like that would do me quite nicely. We will face much, much stiffer opposition, but you can only beat what's in front of you. Tonight, let's call it what it was. We thrashed them. We absolutely thrashed this lot tonight. They just weren't even in it. And I have to question the validity of this competition, whereby we are playing teams that are doing well in their league, but what it really exposes is how weak European football is becoming relative to the Premier League, particularly in the Netherlands, Belgium, and minor places like France, because I just don't like the French. But there's a quantum leap, and I think there's something wrong with European football now. That the caliber of opposition, the polarization between the very, very best clubs and the also-rans is getting further and further apart. And I think UEFA need to look at this massively. There's something wrong. Okay,
fair enough. Good stuff. What are you advocating there, Pinky? Perhaps a seeding system then, or a round, like the Champions League, extra qualifying rounds, perhaps?
Yeah, I think some kind of seeding where you've got to look at it and say, do you know what? Dare I say it, more English clubs in the so-called Champions League and fewer teams from the smaller nations getting European exposure. I mean, my personal preference would be a proper European Cup where the champions only go into one competition and the cup winners go into another one. You know what? We used to have it about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think in trying to develop the game in Europe, all that UEFA have done is devalue the currency. And it doesn't work because Genk, they brought about 2,000 tonight, maybe less. But that's half the population of that town, if you get the drift. What is the point? What are they trying to do here? It isn't working.
Bear in mind, Pinky, that lot that we saw tonight, who, as you say, were no great shape. actually finished level with Bruges, who actually won the league. They finished level on points with them after their weird playoff system.
Yes.
So, you know, that's, in theory, their second best team.
Yeah.
But that's my point.
Okay.
That's my point,
Yeah,
Gordon.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm helping you illustrate it.
The second best point in Belgium is the 45th best team in England.
Yeah.
We've done the.
They're still above Spurs.
Gents, we've done the 3 West Ham goals. Now, Rio, if you don't mind, I'm just going to jump to this particular one because we've already discussed this at length, of course, earlier in the game. But we were in a bit of trouble. 10 minutes gone. We thought that we'd gone behind, and I've got to say, TV replays still to both Rio and I appeared inconclusive. Neither of us even were convinced that who was it, Rio? Ito, wasn't it? That Ito was offside when the ball was played. Now, Gnome, let me come to you first on this one. What was your view of that incident live from the ground? Did you think he was off?
I thought he was off right from the start.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen it a little bit more than I expected, all the lines and stuff. I thought he was offside.
All right.
It was one of those ones where the flag went up about an hour late.
Yeah, well, nonsense, isn't it? This is what we were saying. It's crazy. And it was a good
It happened
25, 30
times
seconds.
as well, didn't it?
Yeah. This nonsensical new rule. Pinky, what was your view of that? Did you think he was on or off?
To be honest, I was sweating like it was my round next, and 10 mates had walked in the pub. I thought we were lucky to get that because, again, if you put yourself in a position where you're depending on a lino going, "Oh, he's offside," I don't think you've defended particularly well. And I thought we let them in behind us there far too easily, and wasn't very happy with that. So I thought we got away with it. I'll watch it on the TV when I get in tonight, and it'll probably look miles offside, but it's what leads up to it that troubles me. It's too easy to get in behind us. Players have switched off, and wakey, hand off snaky. You're playing a game of football, lads. And this season we've been good. We've started well most games. You look, Everton on Saturday. I don't think Everton or Sunday they never kicked a ball in the first half. Tonight we gave them the chance. The liner helped us out, but after that, I thought this lot offered nothing all evening, nothing at all. I mean, the big number 18, who supposedly we're in for billions of pounds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. He's big, but so what?
Yeah, I mean, he did have that chance, didn't he? I'm trying to remember when it was now. When it was 38 minutes just before half time, Rio, wasn't it? When we were kind of a bit worried, weren't we? We thought that that might be the opening goal. He got up for the header and beat. It was Pinky was referring to it earlier when he beat Areola to the ball. And as you said, Areola, I think you said was 6'6".
Yeah.
Is that right? 6'6". So, I mean, 6'7" on the actual, so not much in it. But, we were a bit worried for a minute there, but he didn't really do, as Pinky said, he didn't really do anything after that, did he? Certainly with the ball at his feet, he didn't trouble us at all, but, just looks a bit of a threat in the air. But I think, as you said, his most telling contribution at the end of the game was at the other end for both our first goals, our first 2 goals.
Yeah, twice he's been caught out on his defensive duties. And that may be another reason why we haven't gone in for him with any kind of conviction, because we defend as a unit, we defend as a team. And if your main striker, who's asked to do defensive duties, costs you 2 goals in a game like this, then as well as his lack of ability on the deck, his lack of defensive kind of acumen for his team has let him down tonight. Yeah,
very much so. Very much so. West Ham United are top of the group after 3 games. I mean, we're in dreamland, really. I don't think any of us would have predicted it would have been as straightforward as it has been so far. 9 points from 3 games. Already at the halfway stage, 6 points clear of any of our rivals. I don't know if you guys heard, but Rapid Vienna beat Zagreb 2-1 in Austria earlier on tonight, which means all of our 3 rivals have got 3 points each. So really, you're looking at a winning Genk, and we've won the group with 2 games to go. But Pinky, I've got to come back to this. You touched on it earlier. Now, this is going to be quite controversial for some people. Let's talk about Issa Diop. Didn't really have an awful lot to do tonight. Looked fairly comfortable from what he did do. Scored a goal, but you're not happy with him. You didn't like what you saw tonight. Tell us why.
Yeah, because when the ball is played to his feet by a teammate, he looks like a rabbit caught in the headlights. He doesn't command. He doesn't control any aspects of the defence. What have we bought? What are the qualities that we're looking for? And I want composure on the ball. I want a centre-back who can actually direct players either side of him. You move forward, I'll sit a little bit deeper, whatever it may be, but one that actually looks commanding. And for me, the benchmark centre-back that I'll always look at in my whole life is Alvin Martin. He's no Alvin Martin, and he's never going to get there because he lacks composure, he lacks confidence, he looks scared every time the ball goes near him. He's scared to head the ball, he's poor with the ball at his feet. I'm sorry, but we've wasted £22 million. He is not going to make it in the Premier League, and I don't care what Jose Mourinho says. He's bloody wrong.
Are you not in danger of having kind of set out your stall here on Issa Diop, and you're not prepared to be flexible at all? I mean, he did score. You said he can't head the ball, but he scored a goal with his head tonight. So I mean, there's something there. I mean, maybe.
Are you serious?
I think.
Are you serious? Are you seriously advocating that a centre back, because he scores, his job to stop the ball getting in our net, not getting in their net?
Well, we didn't concede any.
Do me a favour. If I'd played at centre back tonight, we wouldn't have conceded either. I'm 58 and 25 stone. Yeah.
Well, that's
seriously.
A fair point.
Seriously. He isn't good enough. He isn't, and I'm afraid we took a chance and we probably overpaid, but I'm afraid he's gone backwards since he's been with us, and he's not got it. And if you're looking at defenders, you want players that are composed, in control. They look comfortable, particularly in this league, because at one end of the pitch, if a striker misses, he'll get another chance 10 minutes later. At the defensive end of the pitch, the centre-back makes an error, it leads to a goal. And I'm afraid you won't keep many clean sheets with Issa Diop at the heart of your defence. Never going to happen.
All right, good. Thank you. Point well made. Gnome, I'm going to come to you on that one. He just isn't good enough, says Pinky, and he's gone backwards since he's been at West Ham. What's your view on that? Again, you were at the game tonight, so you would have seen a different perspective on it to Rio and I. But what do you make of what Pinky's got to say? Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, overall, Pinky may have a point, although I still think he's been slightly harsh. But I don't think on today's performance, didn't do anything particularly wrong. No, I mean, it was all right tonight. Nothing. I've had kittens with a lot more central defenders than tonight. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The two disappointments for me tonight, though, were Yarmolenko, I thought, had a poor game, and as we mentioned earlier on, Areola. I mean, first half, he was slow coming off his line for that one, where he just about got forward to it, and then he was too quick to come off his line when Onuachu had that header that thankfully went wide. So, he's been a bit like that, and I've not been convinced by him so far. Listen, I have to say, I don't know how long I've got on here. The Jubilee line train's just arrived, so I'm going to get on it and see how long I get. But,
okay, well, if we lose you, we lose you, and we thank you in advance for your participation tonight, and hopefully we can come back to you in just a minute for a bit more. But I'm going to go to Rio, because Rio, you and I we felt that Diop had a decent match out there tonight, and of course we do said people will ask if we watched a different game. Of course we did watch a different game. We watched it on a TV. Pinky saw it at the game. He's thumbs down. He doesn't agree at all. Were we wrong? Did we just call it wrong? Is Pinky right?
I don't think we've called it completely wrong.
Okay.
Let's put it this way.
I don't think we called it at all wrong, but go
No,
on.
exactly. I'll try and play devil's advocate because I've got you in my top left, Pinky underneath me. It's like the Brady Bunch, but with potential violence about the kickoff here. I thought we had a reasonable game. You know? As we said, it didn't have a lot to kind of deal with in terms of attacking threat. And him and Dawson between themselves, marshalling themselves quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Oniachu is an absolute unit.
Yeah,
he's got pace and power, but he didn't have a lot of ability on the deck. They didn't utilise him aerially that much. The biggest threats from Genk for me was down the flanks. Dissect looked really lively and dangerous.
Yeah,
and he exploited Cresswell more than he exploited Diop. So I thought Diop did right tonight.
Okay. Oh, we're kind of split on that one then. A couple of us, Rio and I felt he did okay. Gnome's kind of reasonably happy with what he's seen. Pinky's absolutely disgusted. Didn't like him at all. But before we move on, let's touch on another player. Someone we paid a lot of money for. Pinky, I'll come to you first on this one, if I may. Quite briefly, if we can, because I want to get Gnome in as well, and I think we're going to lose him soon. But Nikola Vlasic, £30 million. A lot of money spent on him tonight. We thought this was a great opportunity for him to shine. Didn't really do it, did he, tonight?
Anonymous is the word. Let's call it what it was. An anonymous performance. Fat Tony, the sage of Western Avenue, turned to me as he was getting subbed off, going, "Who's he? I didn't even realise he'd started." So that'll give you an opinion for the bloke who's seat 176, whatever it is. Didn't do a lot tonight, and one hesitates before we say or we write him off completely. Give him a chance, but no, not tonight. Didn't contribute very much at all.
Okay.
But equally, I just want to put the cane into another West Ham United player tonight. Bearing in mind we've thrashed the opposition. Andrei Yarmolenko, again, I'm afraid, talk about finding your level. He is so one-footed. Tonight I can reveal the Bobby Moore fund is £20 better off. So I said every time he used his right foot, I would give them £20. And it's cost me £20. But this is part of the issue, because again we saw tonight, Genk are an extremely limited team, but where clubs are not limited, they've all got managers and coaches to see the opposition, and they can see how to shut down Yarmo very easily tonight because he's so one-footed.
Yeah,
and so teams can set the stall out to nullify us just by watching 3 or 4 videotapes of our performances, and that's what you end up with when you buy players for a lot of money that can't do very much with one of their legs. So for me, Vlasic not great tonight, but Yarmo, we just know he's going to go at the end of the season for about £1.
Yeah,
and that's 17 million quid down the drain.
All right. Yarmo also getting it from Pinky. Gnome, have we still got you, or are you have you departed? You're still there. You're still there.
I'm still on.
All right.
Yeah,
Nikola Vlasic, Rio and I, we didn't feel that he'd contributed a lot. Obviously, backed up there by Pinky. Yeah. I guess you're going to agree with that one.
Exactly what Pinky said. The word anonymous.
Yeah. I think we may have lost Gnome. Gnome, I don't know if you can hear us, but you've frozen on our screen. Looks like you're blowing me a kiss actually right now. Slightly disconcerting look. But oh no, you're back. You're good. You're okay. You're back. Sorry, carry on, Gnome.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that you got, but anonymous.
Anonymous. Yeah, that was about it, I think.
Yarmolenko less so, but he didn't do anything. At least you noticed him have the ball. But
okay.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is going to peg out on me very shortly. So just
all right, buddy.
To West Ham now. So,
well, listen. Very quickly, Gnome, before you go, let's have your man of the match nomination, please.
I think we're going to actually have to add the word obviously to his surname, Declan.
Okay, good stuff.
I think,
well,
as Fig said, Street said.
okay, fair enough. Gnome, if you need to go, that's cool. We're going to wrap up very soon anyway. We're only going to do the weekend's game. So thank you for popping on. Hope you had a good night tonight. Good win. Nice to see the Hammers win in Europe again. But take care, buddy. We'll catch you soon.
Take care.
Man of the match, Pinky. You did. I mean, you went. We've already done yours, haven't we? You said Declan as well, right?
Yeah, Rice by so far it's embarrassing. I mean, comfortably the best player in the park, the one with the most composure, the most control on the ball. You know, just absolutely dominated every aspect of the game while he was on the pitch, and he barely got out of second gear. And I genuinely urge every West Ham United supporter to get to as many games as you can, because he is a special talent, and we are incredibly lucky to be watching at this point in time. Magnificent footballer who is just fantastic. And tonight, he was top draw tonight. You know, it really was, you know, the master against the students tonight.
Yeah.
And he's still a youngster, but he was brilliant tonight. Absolutely brilliant.
Different class indeed. Rio, your man of the match. We've 2 calls for Declan Rice already.
Yeah, I find it very hard to disagree with the chaps. In a very professional performance for West Ham, no one really stood out head and shoulders above anyone else apart from England's Declan Rice, who is exemplary. Yeah, everyone else is solid 6.5 out of 10. Declan's are clearly 8.5, 9.
Okay. 3 calls for Declan Rice. Now, I'm kind of tempted just to go for Ista Diop just to wind Pinky up, but no, no, I don't think it was that good. I'm going to go for Aaron Cresswell, actually, because I thought he was a constant threat on the left-hand side tonight. 2 assists. A little bit slow at times, maybe caught out once or twice, but I thought overall he had a good game. And I'm just, you know, I know the problem is Declan is that bloody good that it's so hard to give it to anyone else, isn't it? You know, any opportunity. So I think just to offer a bit of variety, I'm going to say Cresswell for tonight's game. But anyway, we are going to wrap up very shortly. Pinky, of course, you've got to get home after the game. I'm just having a look to see if we've got any other results coming in from tonight. Just go through those quickly. Yes, we had. Tonight's results, the other ones that we haven't had already, we did Celtic winning from yesterday, Rapid Vienna beating Zagreb, Real Betis drawing 1-1 with Leverkusen, Lazio 0, Marseille 0, finished 0-0, Fenerbahce 2, Antwerp 2, Ludogorets going down 1-0 at home to Braga, Sturm Graz losing 1-0 at home also to Real Sociedad, West Ham 3, we know all about that one, and we've been watching that and enjoying it all night. Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Galatasaray 1, Gala also winning 1-0 away from home tonight. Another away win was Monaco. That's a good win. 2-1 in Holland, beating PSV. Probably not so good for Pinky's plans. It was PSV, Pinky, wasn't it? You mentioned as hoping for the next round. Yeah. Napoli thrashing Legia Warsaw in the end 3-0. Rangers that 2-0 win against Bromby, getting back into a bit of form. Eintracht Frankfurt beating the Greeks Olympiakos 3-1 overall. Fantastic night for West Ham, lads. 9 points out of 3 games. Pinky, is it one more win and we've won this group now?
Yeah, I think so. You've got to go and do it. And I'll spend tonight.
Sorry, Pinky, can you give us the mic? Can you hold the mic up close?
Yeah.
That's better.
So
that's the one.
Whilst we're top now, you've got to go to Belgium, beat them in Belgium, and I think we will top the group. I didn't hear you read out the result of the Tottenham game earlier.
I've not seen it.
Tottenham lost tonight, and I'd just like to say a big congratulations to Vitesse Arnhem, who are my favourite Dutch club, actually. As on the anniversary of the Battle of Arnhem every year, they hold up a big banner thanking the parachute regiment for their contribution for liberating that city. And it's nice to know that that is recognised by football supporters, because a lot of British soldiers died doing that. So Vitesse, well done. Great result tonight for them. I've got no real animosity towards Tottenham. I mean, I'm strange as a West Ham fan, but at the end of the day, we won. They didn't. We're West Ham. They ain't. Good night for us tonight. Bad night for Tottenham. What more do you want?
Happy days indeed. Shocker for the Spurs. I think they made 11 changes to the team, didn't they? I'm not sure they're taking that competition all that seriously, but still, no one likes to see their team get beaten regardless of the personnel that are out there. Let's have a look. Let's go through my list. Diop, we've done. Man of the match, we've done. The offside, we've done. Oniachi, we've done. Away fans. Pinky, how were the away fans tonight? Any issues?
There was Bob, Mikel, and George. I mean, basically, it was easier to name than to count. I mean, there was no one there. There was probably 1,000, 1,500, I don't know. They behaved, but it was the usual choreographed nonsense. I mean, I'm sorry, but continental football, get a grip. We've seen it from the Zagreb mob. We've seen it from the Vienna mob. We've seen it now from the Belgian mob.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this Strictly? Is it an episode of Strictly where you've all got to be there with your partner and you do your little turn and Susanna Reid, whoever's scoring? I'm sorry, but get a grip. It's not a good look. You know, just get back to what you used to do. Yeah, it's utter nonsense. There was a point I looked at. They all had black tops on and blue jeans. The whole front row, it was like they were in a uniform. Now, I know some parts of the continent, that's a big thing in years gone by.
Yeah.
Didn't work out then, doesn't work now. Awful. Get a grip.
But the most important point being, given that we were fined earlier in the day by UEFA, no crowd trouble to report, no ugly scenes or anything like that. Everything went okay.
The whole 65 grand fine or whatever it is that UEFA have done.
Colossal, isn't it?
That just reveals how out of touch UEFA are with what goes on in football grounds, because any fair observer from that night could see, you know, it was the Rapid Vienna supporters that were causing the trouble. Yet the host club gets the fine.
Yeah.
Well, let me just point that out, that come the end of November when we're turning up in Vienna, and I hope there isn't, if there's any kind of disturbance, let's hope Vienna get the fine, because I don't think West Ham United deserved the fine then. You know, we didn't misbehave that night against Rapid Vienna at our place. Their supporters did. They got carried away. They've watched too many films on late night TV, whatever it is. A shocking decision by UEFA. But what do you expect from an organisation that hands out derisory fines to Russian football clubs for well-established and long-standing racist chanting, you know, of like £2,000 and all the rest of it? Yet a water bottle gets thrown at West Ham United by a Vienna fan, and we get fined 65 grand. UEFA really are bankrupt in every sense. This is a limited competition. They're trying to focus on things that don't matter, and they ignore the things that do matter. And terrible decision by UEFA there.
Yeah, well said indeed. Totally agree. Well, there we go. That is just about it from tonight. West Ham United have completed a third successive win in the Europa League tonight, beating Genk by 3-0. Comfortable victory in the end. Didn't look like it was going to be after the opening 10 or 15 minutes when West Ham kind of struggled to get into the game. Genk had that goal disallowed quite fortuitously, perhaps. It looked like on the replays. But anyway, a win's a win. West Ham, maximum points. 9 points from 3 games so far, as the guys were saying there. Probably one more win, and we've done enough to win the group. So we can turn our attention now instead to this weekend. West Ham back in the Premier League, and a nice little London derby to look forward to. Ria, I'm kind of with Pinky a little bit on this one. I mean, Tottenham, for me, they're just another London club. I know that isn't the case for many of the younger fans, especially, who've kind of grown up with that rivalry. But nonetheless, it's still a huge London derby for the Hammers. Going to be a massive game at the London Olympic Stadium this weekend. Tottenham not playing at their best. Real chance for West Ham to put one over their rivals yet again, do you think? How do you see it going?
I think it's going to be a very close game. I'm always apprehensive going into it, like Sunday games, particularly after our European exertions.
Yeah.
We got kind of caught cold a little bit, but I'm hopeful. As you say, Tottenham aren't playing at their best. They've had to rest a few players tonight, so hopefully they'll be thinking that Son and Kane are going to come and cause havoc against us. But I don't see nothing much to worry about. Apart from them two, the rest of that side is bang average, and we're more than capable of putting them in their place. I'm of that generation where I was brought up hating them. I still do, always will. I'd love to see them absolutely destroyed over there. Hopefully I can make it. Lateral flow being prayers going out. If I am, I expect to see a 7-0 win.
Well, I think we'd all buy that one for $1, Rio. Pinky, you know, regardless of what we think about it, it's a huge London derby, nonetheless. Tottenham not really firing on all cylinders at all this season. No, their fans have been, you know, a little bit cheesed off with what they're selling. They're doing all right in the league. They're in a reasonably decent position. But how do you see this one going? Is it going to be similar to, you know, the recent derbies where we've sort of had the hex on them a little bit, haven't we, in recent years? And how do you predict it going? West Ham win, perhaps, or do you think Tottenham might come and, you know, upset us a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about Tottenham too much. You know, I'll talk about West Ham here. I think we're pretty good at the minute. I think we've got a good football team. I think we've got in Mikel Antonio a real threat up top, and he'll play on Sunday. I think we've got in Declan Rice the country's best midfielder, bar none. I don't think there's a better midfielder than Declan Rice in the country. I think we've got a keeper that's decent. I think we've got a couple of centre halves that can defend. I think we've got some attacking threats on the flanks. So West Ham have got plenty of firepower, plenty of capability to see off an okay Tottenham team, but nothing special. And I think we're a club on the rise. I think they're a club on the descent.
Yeah.
And I think what I want to see Sunday is a bit of confidence, a bit of West Ham United swagger, a little bit of we're West Ham and they ain't. Yeah. And I expect to see a West Ham United win on Sunday. And as I say, I've got no real animosity towards Tottenham Hotspur. You know, I'm genuinely not that bothered, you know, in terms of them as a club. I just think at this point in time, we've got a better team than they've got. And I expect to see that play out on Sunday. And I think we'll win. And let's hope we do.
Rio, Mikel Antonio key for you this weekend?
Absolutely. He's the biggest threat we have. He's had a week's rest. He'll be ready to go. He'll be up for the battle. He's been in great form this season. You know, a little bit of physical presence, which was what was lacking tonight, I think. And Jarrod Bowen did a really good job against poor opposition.
Yeah.
But I think a big, strong physical player like Mikel Antonio would have put the ice on the cake tonight. Unfortunately, he can't play 2 games in a week at the moment. So he's fit and firing for Sunday. He's going to give the Tottenham centre-backs an absolute lesson and a half. You know, they won't come across many attackers like him all season.
Yeah.
He's going to come in, hopefully he'll be fired up. The crowd will feed off of that, rise to the occasion. I'll temper my expectations. I'll settle for 5.
Well, let's hope that Declan and all his teammates can rise to the occasion this weekend at the London Olympic Stadium. That's just about it for us from us tonight. I'm going to go over to the guys now, just for your final words on what you've seen tonight, gentlemen. Pinky, first, you final thoughts on West Ham United 3, Genk 0.
Yeah, a regulation win tonight. I mean, we were far better than Genk. You know, men against boys, job done, professional performance, all the cliches you can trot out. But basically, we battered them. It never looked close. The biggest concern of the night is what you are wearing. Because I've got to say, if that's not a present from the wife, one of your kids, hang your head in shame. Because it's a shocker, Graham. It's an absolute shocker.
Well, what can I say? Do you know, I've had this for about a year and I've never worn it. I've always looked at it in the wardrobe and just thought, no. But you know what? It's cold in here tonight. As I was saying earlier on the stream, it is cold and it's warm. So aesthetically, I don't care. It's keeping the cold out tonight.
If I'd owned that for 20 years, I wouldn't have worn it either. So 1 year.
You wouldn't fit into it, mate, let's be honest. There you go. Rio, final word on tonight, and not on the t-shirt, not on the top. Oh, you can if you like. I don't care.
No. I'm not delving into the clothes show aspect of this show tonight. No, it's a bit of a sticky opening for us. Genk come with a game plan. We had to force the issue. Eventually, cast hold in the end. Comfortable 3-0 win. We are virtually in the next round of the Europa League. We are virtually won this group with 2 games to spare. We are going to, it was a comfortable win. You can't ask for any more than that from a West Ham side.
There it is. Comfortable. Fairly straightforward, really. Most un-West Ham-like it's been in the last couple of weeks. But here we are, halfway already through our Europa League programme. 3 games played, 3 wins. What's that? 2, 3, 4. Is that 7 goals for and 1 against? Is that? No, we haven't conceded a goal yet, have we? 7 goals for and none against. Fantastic. 3 clean sheets. Obviously down to Issa Diop and whoever he's been paired with at that particular time. Not having it, Pinky. Still not having it. Come on, he did all right tonight.
No. If you're just going to be silly, I'm going to say good night because I'm in company. So cheerio. I'll see you Sunday. All right.
That's it from us. Thank you to Rio. Thank you to Pinky. Thank you also to Gnome for joining us this evening and sharing their wisdom and giving us their thoughts on what they've seen. Fantastic night for West Ham United, a 3-0 win in the Europa League, as we said, against Genk. And a fantastic night, can I say, for KUMB as well. We're on our brand new server. It's been like off a shovel tonight. No one's had any problems at all. Can't complain whatsoever. I'm off there now to see what everyone's written and to chip in with a few comments of my own.
Right, so we're here in the offices of a Late Late Show with the host of a Late Late Show, James Corden.
Hi.
Big West Ham fan.
Yes. I'm big knees up Mother Brown man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm regularly on the general discussion page. There's always someone who's got some information, so I love it. Yeah. It's great. Yes, it's excitement surrounded by imminent disappointment. That's what it mostly is.
Get on the forum at kumb.com. Come on, you irons.